Hello everyone, I am welcoming all of you on this Drishti online platform, and this is the fourth episode for the 100 most important topic of geography for the prelims 2026. And in this fourth episode, before starting this fourth episode, we have to discuss the questions that we have done in the last third episode. So let's see the answers of those questions of the last third episode. And here, and the topics we have covered is related to volcanism hotspot, the Pacific Ring of Fire, intrusive landform, extrusive landforms. And here, the first question we can be able to see here, like with reference to hotspot volcanism, consider the following statements. Hotspot volcanism occurs due to the mantle plumes. Yes, below there is a mantle plumes rising from the deep within the Earth's mantle. Yes, it is rising from the deep below the Earth's surface in the mantle, and at the mantle and outer core border that is forming, and in the form of mantle plume it is rising near to the Earth's surface, is becoming hot enough and come up. So this magma comes up and causes volcanism. So this statement is completely right. It is always associated with the plate boundary interaction. No, it is not associated with the plate boundary, because along that is means plate tectonism, means ocean continental, continental, and oceanic convergence, divergence, transform. So it is hotspot is not. It hotspot does anywhere in between the plate it can be there. So this option is correct. The Hawaiian Islands were formed due to the hotspot volcanism. So yes, this third statement is completely correct. So on the basis of this statement correct first and second, that we can say that one and third is only correct. So the option 1 and 3 is correct. So here it is, we have seen this question answer. Now we are moving towards the next, and in the next consider the following statement regarding the Pacific Ring of Fire. So here it is talking about Pacific Ring of Fire, and the first statement it is related to, it is in a horseshoe shaped belt of volcanic and seismic activities surrounding the Pacific Ocean. Yes, it was like surrounding the Pacific, it is in a horseshoe shaped. Yes, this is a correct statement. And volcanic and related to seismic activity means earthquake. So this statement is completely correct. More than 70% of the world's active volcanoes are located in this region. Yes, and I said that 80 to 90% volcanism, and then 70% more than that volcanism, or 80 to 90% you can say that earthquake is concentrated in this region. So second statement is also correct. The region is mainly associated with the subduction zone involving the Pacific plate surrounding the plates. Yes, on the eastern Pacific there is an ocean continental convergence is taking place, and then denser oceanic plate is subducting, and on the western Pacific ocean convergence is taking place, and then denser oceanic plate is subducting. So along that it is associated with the subduction zones, therefore it is also correct. So all the three statements are correct. So we can say 1, 2 and 3 all are correct. Now let us see the next. It is based on intrusive volcanic landform. It is in a volcanic landform. So here that with reference to the intrusive igneous landform, consider the following statement, and I say they are formed when magma solidify below the Earth's surface. Yes, intrusive volcanic landform like batholith, laccolith, phaccolith, there is a dike, seal, different kind of stocks, different kind of landforms are there below the Earth's surface after the solidification. So here they are formed when the magma solidifies below the Earth's surface, then it is a correct statement. And then another one, dikes are the horizontal intrusion. No, it is not. A dike is in a what kind of vertical intrusion, a little bit angular kind of it. It is in a vertical intrusion, not horizontal intrusion. So therefore we can be able to say it is in a wrong statement. Cooling of magma in intrusive landform is generally slow. Yes, below the Earth's surface the magma, the temperature is around suppose 1100 degrees Celsius, surrounding temperature is 1000 degree. So it takes time to get cooling slowly, means it takes millions of years for the solidification and cooling. So it is very slow. Because of that, crystallization and grains formation is there, coastal grain. So and the cooling of magma in intrusive landform is generally yes slow, and leading to coarse grained rocks. So this is a correct one. So we can be able to say that first and third is correct here. So option C, we can say that 1 and 3 is only correct related to intrusive landforms. Now we have to see about the extrusive landform, and in case of extrusive landform, with we have to see like this question with reference to extrusive igneous landform. Consider the following statements. The first statement, they are formed when lava erupts into the earth's surface and solidify. Yes, magma, anything molten below the earth's surface known as magma, when it is coming up, it is known as lava. So the lava erupts on the earth's surface and solidify. This is correct one. And the rapid cooling of lava usually forms fine-grained igneous rock. Yes, on the earth's surface when it is coming, and then the temperature of the magma, suppose the lava which has come, it is 1100, but outside temperature is 25, so the temperature difference is very high. So because of the very high temperature, the heat flows fast and solidifies in the water in few hours or in the few minutes also. And that we can say that rapid cooling is there, and because of the rapid cooling, fast cooling, there will be, I say that there is a coarser grain will not form, crystallization will not take place, it is in a fine grain. And if you are not getting in how it is happening, so you can see, you can go back and in the third episodes what we have seen, and then I try to explain over there so that you can understand. So here we can say that rapid cooling of lava usually forms fine-grained igneous rock. Yes, it is in a fine grain, like our Deccan lava plateau. It is in a what fine-grained. After breaking, it is creating in a what clay soil, fine-grained clay soil. After the weathering of the Deccan lava plateau, forming in a black clay soil. So this statement, the first and two is correct. Lava plateaus are generally formed by successive flows of high fluid basaltic lava. Yes, our Deccan lava plateau or any lava plateau, when I said that highly fluid means very liquid kind of it. So when it flows successive flow, like in Deccan lava plateau, there is 4 layers of lava has come successively. Therefore, lava plateau has been formed. So this statement is also correct. So here we can say that statement 1, 2 and 3 all are correct. So here now in this the next part that we are going to see, that in the fourth episode, the topics that we are going to cover, it is related to the Cirque, and especially we can say that it is related to glaciers, and there is an Esker we have to see, Moraine, and then Glacial Lake Outburst Flood understanding, and Expanding Himalayan Glacial Lakes. These are the 5 important topics, and it is in the since last a few years you are able to say that many things are happening in the Himalayan region, like cloud burst is taking place, and then some lakes are coming out, debris flow, lots of the, I said that the lower lying area is covered under the debris flow, several things which are happening. So therefore this topic is very much important for this year also. And we can say that first of all we have to see, these are the 3 are what I said that types of landforms are there. Let us see first about the Cirque. In the Cirque lake and Cirque, if I am talking about, it's like in a U-shape kind of what I say that valley. You can be able to say like a U-shape kind of valley in the mountainous region. If I am talking about, there is a mountainous region, and what you can say like this is in a mountainous region, and in the mountainous region what happened, the glaciers accumulate over there. There is an accumulation of glacier which is taking place over there by the snowfall. There is snowfall is taking place, and when the snowfall is taking place, slowly and slowly we can be able to see here that they will start accumulating, and that glacier, you know that in the mountainous region, what is the height of a glacier? One 4-floor building height can be around, you can say that 15 meter, 15 to 16 meter. But the glacier's height, you can be able to see its height is generally you can say that 400, 500, 600 meter in the mountainous region of Himalayas and other parts of the world, in the mountainous region. So that much high glacier, they do 2 types of erosion. Here it is in a plucking, means they in the cracks those glacier goes and then pluck away, and then abrasion, and by the pressure and the particles they do. So the plucking and abrasion, the two ways they start eroding their back, and then eroding their back in the mountainous slope. And this kind of what semicircular structure which is created, it is considered as an what this way the glacier which is formed over here. And you can say that this glacier has eroded this region, and this kind of structure which is formed, it is known as you can say that it is in a kind of what it is in a kind of what cirque. It is known as what cirque. And the glacier in this one, it is known as a cirque glacier. This is in a semicircular shape structure. You can say that semi-circular structure on the mountainous region, and the glacier inside it, the glacier inside is known as a cirque glacier. And after the melting of this glacier in this region, accumulated water creates Tarn Lake. So Cirque Lake, or you can say that Tarn Lake, or you can say there is a water Cirque Lake. So here we can be able to see in this part that there is a cirque, it is there. And here you can say that slowly and slowly snowfall, Cirque glacier has by the abrasion forces and then plucking forces, they have what eroded it and make a semicircular. And after the melting of it, you can be able to say there is a formation of what Cirque Lake or Tarn, you can say. And in this region you can say like you can say it is in a bowl shaped glacier hollow, or it is in a semicircular, and often contains glacier lakes that is known as the tarns. And here you can be able to see, like I say, that Cirque glacier, this is in a moving like that, and it keeps on what you can say that it keeps on it keeps on eroding their back, and the plucking and abrasion going on this way. There is a formation of you can say that the Cirque and Cirque glacier take place. And again, it is in a what we can say, it is in a bowl shaped depression. It is in a bowl shaped depression, and at the head of the glacier, due to the glacial erosion process, the plucking and abrasion, these are the two erosional forces you have to understand. These are the two erosional forces are there, which is what abrasion and plucking. And here we can say that contains a small lake. Here it is in a small lake known as Tarn, and it is in a kind of erosional landform. Here you can say that it is in a kind of erosional landform inside that lake you can be able to fill. So it is an erosion done by which? It is an erosion done by, yes, moving glacier. And here some glaciers you can say that. This is okay. So here now there is some question we have I am going to give, and we will discuss in the 5th episode. So here it is with reference to the Cirque. With reference to the Cirque, consider the following statement. So cirques are typically found in volcanic regions. No, it is found in the what mountainous and the glacier regions. So this is a wrong. Sorry. I should not answer it in this one. So you have to answer in the 5th episode. You have to give what could be the answer of all this question, and in the 5th episode I will discuss about the answer of it, and I started giving answer to it, sorry. And a cirque is a bowl shaped depression formed at the head of the glacier. This is why I am talking about bowl shaped, or what it is it correct or wrong? You have to answer it. And it is formed mainly due to glacial erosion process like plucking and abrasion. So this question we have to answer and give it in comment, and I will give it answer in the 5th episode. This is now the next one. We are going to see that Esker. Esker is like windy ridges or sinuous ridges. Ridge means small hills kind of it. Yes, small hills. So it is an Esker is in a kind of what this one you can say it is in a small hills kind of thing that you can be able to see. And here the same way eskers are there. It is in a sinuous ridges of sediments indicate past meltwater. So suppose I say that suppose there is a large glacier is there and it is moving, and below the glacier, below that bottom of the glacier, some melting is taking place, and through the melting some deposition has been taken place. So it is it is taking place that this deposition is taking place within the glacier subglacial level, and then sometimes it is looking like sinuous, or you can say that windy, and what I said, that wavy, whatever you can say that. So it is in a long winding ridges composed mainly of sand and gravel. Here the some sand particle, gravel particles are deposited in this region, and here it is a deposition of sediments by subglacial melt water streams. So within the glacier, below, this is a large glacier is there, and it is moving like that. It is happening below the water bottom of the glacier, and there is a water is melting, and due to the melting, that particles in the glacier start depositing on the bed of the what mountainous slopes, and then they are started forming some kind of ridges. So it is happening of the melt water, and then sand and gravel is the major particle. Clay are not there. Esker indicates, when the esker, it is indicating that this esker indicating that in this region earlier in the past there was a glacier was there, but now the glacier has receded back, maybe a climate change and whatever the reason can be. So eskers indicate that the former presence of glacier in the region, and here we can be able to see these are the things are there here. With reference to esker, consider the following statement, and eskers are long winding ridges. Yes, it is talking about long winding ridges composed mainly of sand and gravel. Second statement, they are formed by deposition of sediments by subglacial meltwater streams. Eskers are typically found in desert regions. So you have seen these three statements, and you have to answer it that we will discuss this answer in the fifth episode. So now we are going to see moraine. Moraine is in a kind of you can say that when the glacier is moving, so when the moving glacier in the mountainous region, they break the particle, and those debris particles are deposited somewhere. When the debris particles are deposited, again I say that when the debris particles, if I can say like when the debris particles are depositing on the side of the glacier, this is known as a lateral moraine. That is known as a lateral. On the side of the glacier, it is known as a lateral moraine. And when we can say that when the two glaciers are moving, and here that this lateral moraine and this lateral, this is the one glacier, and the lateral moraine of this glacier, and then lateral moraine of this glacier, when meet together at the confluence point, become a medial moraine. Is the middle part of the moraine, and thereafter we can say there is a water, and then when the debris deposited at the end of the water glacier, where the glacier started melting and stopping, in that region it is known as a terminal moraine. So moraine is a kind of debris deposited by the moving glacier and their erosion. In the side it is known as a lateral erosion, and in the when the two lateral moraine confluence, when the two glacier confluence together, meet together, then in the middle that we have been able to see this lateral moraine and this lateral moraine get together, become medial moraine, and here it is at the end it is talking about terminal moraine. So here at the end we can be able to see there is terminal moraine is there. So we have been able to understand this moraine, and here I am talking about it is an accumulation. What I said that what is the moraine? Accumulation of unconsolidated glacier, means different particles, the different size of the particles, such as debris, such as rocks, sand and clay are depositing. Due to deposition by the glacier, it is done by the glacier. Lateral moraines are what formed along the sides of the glacier. Medial moraines mark at the confluence of lateral moraines, when the two lateral moraines confluence, and terminal moraines mark the furthest advance of a glacier, so at the end. So we have seen this glacier movement, and then some moraine. Sometimes there is a moraine is what I said that it is in a parts, it is in a deposition of rock particles, you can say there is in some sand and clay. Sometimes what happened, this moraine is able to, I said that able to make a dam, and behind that melt water from the glacier accumulate, and that is making a glacial lake. So glacial lakes are also forming. You can be able to say that over there. So first of all, based on this moraine based question, we have to see moraines are, means with reference to moraine, consider the following statements. And then first one I said moraines are accumulation of unconsolidated glacial debris such as rocks, sand and clay. Please try to understand that whether it is right or wrong. Another, moraines are exclusive formed by wind action in the cold deserts, and they are formed due to deposition by glaciers. So we have to see whether it is an erosion by the glacier or deposition by the glacier. So we can be able to say that it is in a moraine. So we have to answer this question, and we will discuss about it in the 5th episode again. Now the next one, that there is a what moraine related some kind of glacial lake outburst flood we have to see, and then moraine dammed lake. So when the moraine, when the glacier started melting, after the melting, the melt water start accumulating behind moraine. That is known as a moraine dammed lake. So here, suppose I said that there is some moraines are there, and then moraine has water, able to stop and block the water, and those block water created in a lake. That is known as a moraine dammed lake. So it is the ridges of glacial debris, means moraines, behind that water has been accumulated. But this dam is not like in a very strong cemented dam in the what the human and the man are making in the mountainous region, cemented man. It's not strong that. Possibly due to some reason, if the pressure of water develops in these lakes, then the front section of the moraine can, what I said that it can be, what I said that destroyed, and then suddenly is that a million tons of water will flow downward, and it is known as a glacial lake outburst flood. So let us see that the glacial lake outburst flood can be done by the it is in a that glacial lake outburst flood. How it will happen, and we can be able to say like the first of all, here it is an ice is melting. When the ice is melting, that they can give large amount of water to the lakes. They can give large amount to water lakes, and then high pressure of water can make it to what I say that pressure on the dams, and the moraine dam can be destroyed, and then glacial lake outburst flood can be there. Similarly, avalanche. Avalanche means what we can say that avalanche means when it is a kind of landslide of glacier. Landslide of glacier, if it is there, again it can also put pressure on the water, the moraine dam, and it can destroy it, and there is a large amount of water will move down, causing glacial lake outburst flood. And in the same way we can see here, like I said, that if there heavy rain and the cloud burst phenomena is taking place, heavy rain, and then suddenly large amount of water come into this region, then it can cause, yes glacial lake outburst. It will outburst, destroy, and then down the river valley, down the stream, there will be glacial lake outburst flood can be taken place. And thereafter we can be able to see like this is a heavy rain and cloud burst phenomena. A part of it we can also see, like I said, that some landslides are taking, and those landslide particles of the rock coming into the lake, then the lake can, what I said that those water and the landslide particles of the rock, they can break the moraine dam lake, and it can cause, yes, destruction of the dam and moraine dam, and it is causing glacial lake outburst flood. Sometimes earthquake, tremor can also break the moraine dam lake, and then glacial lake outburst flood. So these are the reasons which is happening in the present time. So please be careful for understanding of this one. And here glacial lake outburst flood we have seen, and here you can say that the way the water it is coming, it is in very havoc, the large amount, million tons of water suddenly coming, and here this is the water disastrous things will happen in the down the stream. So this is the thing that we can be able to say. Now with reference to the glacial lake outburst flood, consider the following statement. So you have to answer it, and it occurs due to the sudden breach of glacial lake dam. Again, it is talking about it occurs due to the sudden breach of glacial lake dam made of ice or moraine. Is it okay? So we have to answer it whether it is right or wrong. It can be triggered by earthquakes, avalanche, rapid melting of glacier. So again, that's second statement. And now third statement we have to say, it is in a slow onset of disaster that develops gradually over months. So these are the three statements are there. So on the basis of that, we have to try to, if you are understanding, then try to give the answer in the comment box, and I will see and waiting for your comments for this questions and their answers. Next one, we are seeing that in the present time, there is what in the news and the current affairs are there also. It is about expanding Himalayan glacial lakes. Perhaps you are started understanding how do the glacial lakes are expanding. The glacial lakes, Moraine Dam Lake, you understood. So in the present time, due to the what you can say that climate change is happening, global warming is taking place, and then due to the global warming, melting of glacier is taking place. So there is behind the Moraine Dam Lake large amount of water is accumulating. That is what happening. Another one, you can say that when the glacier is melting, so glacier is making a U-shaped valley also. So when the glacier is retreating back by the melting, so they create a large depression. In that depression, again it helps in the accumulation of more water. So we can be able to say that this one, and I said that rainfall, cloud burst phenomena, all these things are causing the Moraine has the accumulation of more water, expanding lakes. So we have to see expanding Himalayan glacial lakes, especially you can say that Himachal Pradesh, in the Jammu and Kashmir to some extent, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. These are the major regions where this the concern of what we have to see that expanding of Himalayan glacial lakes we have to see, and causing glacial lake outburst flood. So let us see what are glacial lakes. The glacial lakes are water bodies formed by melting of glaciers, often dammed by ice or moraine. In the Himalayas, many such lakes are rapidly expanding due to the climate change, means global warming. So why are Himalayan glacial lakes are expanding? That it is in a climate change, we can say. Rising temperature accelerates glacier melting, that is means global warming, and more melt water accumulates lakes to expand. A retreat of glaciers. Yes, the glaciers are shrinking. You know that after the melting they're shrinking, and then shrinking, leaving behind what I said, that's some depression. So they are leaving depressions and that filled with water, and means glacier lakes are expanding. And many lakes in Sikkim, Uttarakhand, like that, it is a retreat of glacier, it is taking place. Increased rainfall and snow melt. So if I have to say that increased rainfall and snow melt, intense precipitation event increases lakes volume, the large volume of water, because of what more rainfall, and sometimes if it is in a cloud burst is taking place, it can devastation can be done. So weak moraine dams, we can say that many lakes are held by loose moraine deposits which can be unstable, and it can be outburst by the expanding lake and large volume of water. So here, and major risk associated with this expanding Himalayan glacial lakes. So glacial lake outburst flood will take place. Yes, sudden bursting of lakes lead to the catastrophic flood. And downstream infrastructure damage, when that I have shown you one picture, that animation, that when it is moving, it can roads, breezes, everything will be, whatever it is in it will come in their way, it will be destroyed. So all the infrastructure, means villages, roads, breezes, hydropower projects, everything will be destroyed. The sedimentation, increased sediment load in the rivers, and when they will keep on eroding, when it is moving fast, they will erode more particles, and then more particles will carried. It means in that river sediments will increase, especially in the Himalayan Himalayan states like Himachal Pradesh or Arunachal Pradesh, it is also happening. So recently South Lonak Lake, you know that recent expansion and glacial lake outburst flood risk is there. And then in 2013, you know that there was an Chorabari glacier lake is there, Uttarakhand, that destroyed, and glacial lake outburst flood has been taken place. That is related to Kedarnath disaster, if you have heard about. And the lakes in Nepal and other Bhutan, it is also the same way. It is in our India, but if I am talking about Nepal and Bhutan, they have also facing such kind of problems. So it is important that how to monitor this one. So from the top, there is satellites are moving. In the top, you can say satellites are moving, and these satellites, like I said, that remote sensing satellite, there is a geographical information system. These satellites will keep on monitoring that how much it is expanding, and then this information goes accordingly, there can be what I said, that people evacuation can be there, and as well some engineering method we can go over there to make it control and stronger also. So here engineering measures can be also taken if we are able to know about the remote sensing and the GIS, that what is the condition of glacial lake. If it is, then controlled drainage of lakes ki drainage ko we have to control, and strengthening the moraine dams by putting, I said, that some chemical material we have to strengthen it. Early warning system, there is sensors, there will be like there is an earthquake sensors are there, everything it is going to be what the technology help in increasing that. Those sensors detect the sudden water release, and it will be idea will be given to the downstream villages and all, that on the masses, the phone masses will be given by the National Disaster Management Authority and State Disaster Management Authority, that this thing has been happened, so please evacuate down the stream any village and all this. So here it is done. And international cooperation, yes, between India, Nepal, Bhutan, there's a need of coordination. So here let us see the question based on it. With reference to expanding glacial lakes in Himalayas, consider the following statement. The expansion of glacial lakes is primarily driven by rising temperature. The expansion of glacial lakes is primarily driven by rising temperature and glacier retreat. Yes, you have to see whether it is right or wrong. Another, most expanding glacial lakes in the Himalayas are dammed by unstable moraines, means moraines is not stronger, and that what is talking about. Another one, I said that remote sensing satellite imagery are used to monitor glacial lake expansion. So we have to answer that whether it is right or wrong. So please accordingly put your effort to answer these questions, and then in the 5th episode we'll discuss about it. Okay, so we have seen about this topic, and in this topic we have covered majorly, again I am going back, and we have covered majorly. So here we have covered about Cirque, Esker, Moraine, Glacial Lake Outburst Flood, and Expanding Himalayan Glacial Lakes. So please give your comment in the form of answers, and if you like this video, so please also comment accordingly. If you are having some kind of problem, so again give the same comment. We will accordingly improve our, I said that this kind of classes. Is it okay? So we'll meet in the next 5th episode, so please come and see that, and then help yourself that to clear this prelims examination in the 2026. So we'll meet again. Till then.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.